going on, my Yugi bros? Listen, I know what you're thinking. Burns in the thumbnail. I don't want another burn build. Come on, don't give us that, Yugi bros. Listen, I'm happy to announce that I've never been happier to have lost this match the way I did. So let's break it down, shall we? So we're playing this Lava Golem burn deck. I just want you guys to know, at some point I'll probably put a video up where it plays against Moth. This deck is really good against Moth. I know it's burn, so burn in general has a really good matchup against Moth, but this deck especially does well against Moth. But instead of giving you a Moth deck for the umpteenth time, I figure let's give a video that the people might want to know about going forward into the future. So we're playing against Heavy Metal Raiders, but more importantly, this is not a Luster Dragon 2, this is a proxy for Jinzo. Instead of going into regular mode and dillying up the life points and cutting everything, we were like, let's just play the Speed Duel one and proxy this as a Jinzo. It's 2400 attack, it's 6 stars, yes it's not a dark, yes it's not 15 defense, and yes it doesn't tell you that it stops traps, but you know what? Close enough, we'll go with it. So, they are playing Heavy Metal Raiders. Let me tell you what this skill does. At the start of the duel, place this card in your field zone and flip it over. You draw one less card at the beginning of the duel. This part right here is the only huge drawback, especially if you're going first, because if you go first, you're starting with one less card, this is in your field zone, you're starting with 3 cards. You better hope those 3 cards can make your turn 1 worth it, otherwise you're kind of playing at a disadvantage the entire game. But the skill effect is, the first time each Dark Machine monster you control will be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. That's pretty good. Also, if you would take battle damage from that battle, it gains that much attack after damage calc, and keeps the attack gain as long as this card is on the field. So, case in point, if this is 1400 and it gets swung over by, let's say, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, it doesn't die by battle once per turn, it gains the difference in attack. So it gains 1600, so it goes to 3000 as long as this is up. That's pretty strong for a Dekoichi. In addition, once per turn, if a monster you control that was originally a Dark Machine monster destroys a card or cards on the field by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Dark Machine monster from your hand. This has been previously used with Barrel Dragon. You'll swing over, you'll make this kind of big, either through the skill or something like a Bashing Shield. You swing over a monster, it killed a monster, you'll special summon a Barrel Dragon from your hand for free. That's great and all, but Jinzo, contrary to popular belief in this Luster Dragon proxy, is a Dark Machine, so you'll be able to special summon Jinzo from your hand now during the battle phase, and potentially turn off all trap cards your opponent controls. That seems pretty strong to me. We're playing Twisted Personality. If you don't know what this does by now, I'll leave it on the screen for you guys to read it. Basically, every time somebody takes damage, you put a counter on it. You remove 2 counters once per turn to discard a card from your opponent's hand. You remove 3 to destroy a face-up card your opponent controls. Simple, super effective, really good in speed duels right now. So, we're playing this convoluted burn deck that kind of circles around Lava Golem, and then plays a bunch of cards that make Lava Golem more worth playing. This one will redirect the battle damage between a Lava Golem and this. This one will stop it from attacking us for 1 turn, because once you give it to them, it's a 3000 beat stick. And this one walls in a hilarious way. It's a 3000 trap monster. So you could just kind of sit on this with a Lava Golem on their field, and they can't get over this until they find a way to out this card. It's pretty funny, actually. We're also playing the new trap rule. I know it hasn't changed yet over here in the TCG, but it will eventually, where the trap monster does not occupy the trap zone while it's in a monster zone. However, it does still consider itself as a trap. But anyways, let's get into this, shall we? So we elect to go second with this deck, which it's kind of debatable whether you want to go first or second, because it's a burn deck, so you can still set up, but also giving them a turn extra to set up monsters lets Lava Golem drop a lot quicker. They're going to set Dekoichi and pass. We're going to draw into Zoma. We're going to summon our Swordswoman, set 2 traps, and swing. Yeah, we forgot to flip the skill until now. So it's Dekoichi. They draw a card, and it doesn't die by battle once per turn. It's a really strong skill. They're going to draw into Blast Sphere. They're going to Lure of Darkness. Keep in mind, Jinzo is a dark, but they're not going to banish that. That's the whole goal of this deck. So they summon Jalago, which is cute. This card also has the effect of, if the only face-up monsters I control would be monsters with 1600 or more attack, this thing can attack directly. That's pretty strong in the right matchup. Especially if your opponent is only going to wall you with, let's say, something like a Zoma the Spirit. They'll flip the Zoma the Spirit, but this can still attack directly, which is really good. They're going to switch Koichi to attack mode, equip it with Bashing Shield, which gives it 1,000 attack, and prevents them from taking battle damage with the equipped monster. They're going to have Drallago swing over here. We're going to take it. They're going to take the 100, then the skill drops the Jinzo from the hand, and just like that, Reflex Slime and Zoma are both irrelevant at this point. They're both cancelled out. Trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated, and it negates all trap effects on the field. So, we are surely screwed. And then Jinzo will swing in here for a 24. Thank God we had the Sphere Karibo, otherwise Drallago plus Jinzo is literally exact game. It's pretty cool going forward. We draw into a second lava. We have the first lava, but obviously the plan here is we get rid of the Jinzo, and we tribute the Drallago rather than the Koichi, just placed on the simple fact that if we are stuck, if they out this Reflex Slime and our only monster is Zoma, we don't want Drallago to attack us directly. This can wall the Koichi. It's 3,000 defense. Then we use our skill to get rid of the Blast Sphere in their hand, and then we pass. Standby phase, they take 1,000, but go figure, they top deck another Jinzo, so they tribute the lava and summon it. And just like that, guys, that's straight game. So it's amazing to think. Obviously, there will be 193 new cards in the Speed Duel box, and Jinzo is just one of those 193. So I'm sure the format will be vastly different by that point anyways. But think about it. Traps have dominated this game right now. Insanity. 3 Zoma, 3 Nightmare Wheel, 3 Dust Tornado in almost every single deck. Jinzo stops all of those by just summoning itself to the field. It's going to be really strong. Like, we all know for a fact the God cards as a selling point of that box is really cool, but let's be fair, Jinzo is going to be one of the most competitive cards we'll be playing for a while. So we swing into a Blast Sphere. Keep in mind they're playing machines. This is a Dark Machine, so they can also play this in attack mode to gain the extra attack and survive by battle, or they could play it in defense and have it play off how its effect works, which is real strong. We're going to try to swing into with Zoma, but they do have the Twister for that. Ooh, we fast forwarded a little bit. So they draw into Drallago, they set to Koichi and pass. We draw into Zombina. Zombina is the only other monster we are playing that's normal summon / settable, just to bring back Swordswoman's to do more damage with our Lava Golem combo. We're going to use our skill, getting rid of one of the 2 cards in their hand. We're going to roll to see which one we hit. We kill their Bashing Shield. At this point, I feel like they probably should have set the Bashing Shield, but hey, it's alright. The Drallago might come in handy. Like in this situation, they draw into a lure. They use the Koichi to draw into an offerings. They allure to draw 2 here. They banish Sphere Karibo because we're playing Burn. They don't really need that unless, you know, they set up the perfect combo. They might as well try to go as fast in as possible. Like in this situation, they're going to summon Drallago. They're going to have Drallago swing. It's going to kill Zombina. The Zombina will target the Swordswoman. The skill will summon the Jinzo from their hand. And just like that, we think we're fine until they activate Offerings to the Doom from the hand. And now we are at a situation where we have to defend, but like, we're not defending really well here. The thing with the Swordswoman is the Swordswoman would have been a defense, the Koichi wouldn't have been strong enough, Jinzo would have swung and we would have sphered. So we would have gone into next turn with Swordswoman, and that would have made this Santa Claus really good. We sided this in because of Jinzo. Granted, Lava Golem's also good in this situation, but having an extra out is always nice. And if we had tributed, for example, the Santa Claus over this in defense, then Swordswoman could easily swing into it. They could take 1,000. Yeah, Drallago's strong enough to get over it, but we could have masked of the accursed the Drallago. They would have had Santa Claus in defense, which its attack can't get over our Swordswoman. This one's attack can't get over our Swordswoman, and this one would be masked. So we could have gone into next turn with a good play. However, now Swordswoman is gone thanks to their Offerings to the Doomed. Their Jinzo's in defense, but that doesn't matter. We draw into Lava Golem, which isn't going to be enough here. But we figure at this point the Santa Claus does nothing, so we'll tribute the Drallago and the Jinzo. We'll put the Lava Golem on the field, we'll mask the Lava Golem, and they're stuck not being able to draw because of Offerings to Doom. Unfortunately, though, we only have 1,100 life points left. Also, this doesn't prevent battle changes, so they'll put that in attack mode. And they'll go straight into Koichi swinging into us for game. So unfortunately, we get 2-0'd, but I've never been prouder of getting 2-0'd because Jinzo makes this machine deck not completely terrible anymore. So guys, look out. Heavy Metal Raiders with Jinzo is going to be really, really scary. Now, like I said, the format's definitely not going to stay this. There's going to be 192 other cards aside from Jinzo that we'll be using, or that we'll be messing with at least going forward with the Speed Duel box. So I'm sure that the lists I'm about to show you aren't going to be set in stone. But for the sake of this video, we were playing with our Lava Golem build: 3 Lava Golem, 3 Swordswoman, 3 Sphere Karibo, 3 Zoma, 3 Nightmare Wheel, 3 Windstorm. It's been a while since we've seen this. 2 Metal Reflex Slime, and a Time Machine. This is your centerpiece of the deck, obviously. This is your centerpiece to normal summon. Keep in mind, you can't normal summon or set the turn you drop this, which is why Santa Claus is a cool side deck, because it allows you to. Plus, when people see you playing Lava Golem, they either do one of two things. They either, at that point, then only play one monster for the preceding rest of the game or rest of the match, or they try to spam the field with as many monsters as possible. But if they go the one monster route, Santa Claus is really good for that. This 1200's not getting over anything special, and this defense, putting it in defense, allows you to ram this into it for 1000, which is nice. It's the same concept with this, and this is obviously going to do more burn, but if you find that they're kind of only sticking one monster on the field, this is really good for that. Obviously, this is your main normal summon of the deck, but in case you need, if they're destroying a lot of things, we're siding a Zombina to bring in against a lot of destruction decks so that we can bring this back from the grave. We main deck a Time Machine to bring it back from the grave. Sorry we didn't see it in that last match, but basically it doesn't, first of all, it doesn't matter which monster on which side of the field dies by battle. It works for either one. But second of all, you can have like this swing into a Lava Golem. They'll take 15 and then Time Machine it back and then swing again into a Lava Golem. They'll take 3000, and if the Lava Golem sticks on their field by their standby phase, they're just dead. That's just 4000 right there. Sphere, obviously, to block this most of all, but obviously other monsters as well. Zoma, another fun fact, just have Zoma swing into Lava Golem. They take 3000 to the face. It's real strong. Nightmare Wheel standard. Windstorm, I feel like, is the better Sphere Karibo in this deck for the most part, because a lot of people don't play around this like they used to. Reflex Slime is a pretty lull card. 3 was a little much. Didn't really do a whole lot. Also against Moth, 3000 still isn't big enough to stop Moth, so it's a little inadequate. At that point, we sided something like Mask of the Accursed, which we're siding here as well. And then obviously against Burn decks, you're bringing in these Golden Ladybugs. So that's that deck. But for the deck everyone cares about, let's talk about Heavy Metal Jinzo. We play 3 Luster Dragon 2, aka the big bad man himself, Jinzo. We play triple Dralago. This card's, like I said, really cool. If they only have 1600 more attack monsters on their field, this card can attack directly, but also putting this with a Bashing Shield makes them 26. That's a force to be reckoned with right now. Triple Dekoichi, because it's still a really good starter card, and it gets you extra cards that you need for something like Allure, or Jinzo, or anything in the deck, really. 1 Magician of Faith, if the field spell dies, the field skill I should say, you can get it back with this really quick. Magical Stone Excavation discards 2. It's just never really conducive to being relevant in this. Double Blast Sphere. You're more or less going on the offensive because you're playing Jinzo now, but you can still set this and you can actually use it for what it was made to do. But it's still decent. It's still a dark machine, so it's still good with Allure, and it's 1400. It's fine. Double Sphere Karibo. I like this a lot in this deck because a lot of people don't see it coming. It also works with Allure, but if they summon 2 monsters, knowing that the first time your monster isn't going to die by battle based off the skill, they swing the second time, you Sphere Karibo their monster, they're just left with dealing with a stronger monster if that monster was in attack mode and gains the difference, and if not, they just have to deal with another monster, which could potentially then kill something and then give you a Jinzo. I get that the point of Heavy Metal Raiders with Barrel Dragon is Barrel Dragon pops a card and then you can summon another Dark Machine from your hand, but Barrel Dragon I just felt was too inconsistent in just the simple fact of you need to put it on the board first, you need the effect to then resolve, which is already a coin toss, no pun intended. So it's not very consistent, whereas Jinzo is also 1 tribute, Barrel is 2. If you had to summon it the old-fashioned way, if your field spell's off the field or whatever. This is just a lot more consistent. Sorry, this is a lot more consistent. I should be pointing at this. And then 2 Allure, every time I play 3 Clogs, but you are playing a plethora of dark monsters. Keep in mind this is a light, so you could definitely probably get away with 3. Double Bashing Shield, make your machines really big so that they can kill something so you can summon Jinzo for free, or put it on a Jinzo, make them 34, and the only thing then you have to deal with is Moth. 2 Offerings to the Doomed, hopefully you have this to deal with the Moth, but also you're not playing traps because of Jinzo, so you're going to play all the quick play spells that you can. And 2 Twister in the main deck just because Dust Tornado / Twister is really, really good right now. But like I said, you're not really worried about trap cards with this. This is only like a contingency card for the Parasite, or if Jinzo's not on the board, or if something like Mask of the Accursed of all cards gets put on this or whatever, then you have this. But this is an easy side out if this is dealing with the traps, no problem. And you can bring in something like a Third Offerings or a Night Beam, or this card that's just handy against Warriors, which is Regeki against Warrior decks. The Double Gold Ladybug is still standard for any burn deck type thing. And then these are just third copies, just in case. You can play around with this a lot more. It's not set in stone. But yeah, that's the Jinzo Heavy Metal Raiders deck in a nutshell. But guys, what do you think? Is this the best way to use Jinzo, or is there a better way to utilize him? Please leave your comments down below. Comment, like, and subscribe. As always, click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates. And I will see you in the next video. Yu-Gi Bros out.